Welcome back to another episode of Alive-O Sailing. All right, let's have some fun in the sun. Let's get up on deck and upgrade our halyards.
All right, guys, so we're just replacing the halyards here. We got this old ratty one that's pretty stiff and just has some bad memory. I sewed this a little bit with just some basic needle and thread. And then I'm gonna wrap some electrical tape around there, but just for some safe guarding here. I'm also gonna do a little, this is our basic electrical kind of wire pull knot where you just wrap one underneath the other right here so it kind of cinches on itself as it goes. I'll do some electrical tape around there, wrap it up. We just really don't want to lose this rope because this one especially is inside the mast. We'll do the external spinnaker halyard after this, but for this one it goes internal, so we want to be super sure. So I did one of those wraps right there, and this string, this is just your Klein pull string, sold at Home Depot by the bucket. Just gonna do another little wrap there so that it cinches on itself also, and throw some electrical tape around there, and hopefully it'll just pull right through easy. You can just see that little knot right there. Got it all taped up and strong. It's not going anywhere, and barely thicker than it was before, than the whole diameter of the rope. So that should pull through nice and easy. We'll go for it. All right, time to pull her through. Here we go. Hopefully this goes smoothly, because if not, that's going to be a hell of a fish down there. It's doable, but not going to be fun. Uh-oh, I didn't set up my line here very well, did I? A little bit tangled, but...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, more tangles. Still got to learn all this line management skills, you know, but... Oh, and there she is, easy as pie. All right, out with the old, in with the new.
And I'm just over here being his best cheerleader. Go Connor, go Connor, go, go.
Feels good to get rid of that old rat's nest right there.
I'm gonna use it as a jump rope.
Jump rope, here we come. A big one. Look at this old thick guy too. Just replace that with this here. Looking nice, so much easier to handle. And just as strong, I'm sure.
All right, Connor and I went all around town. We went to like Ross, TJ Maxx, and then I think Target is where we settled. We wanted to replace in our bed. So remember how we did a little video with how we adjusted our bed? So this whole thing got reduced down to, instead of really, really tall, a little bit lower. The reason why we did that, because look at our mattress topper. It just completely ripped because there's this huge gap right here from the distance between the two cushions. So we got a new mattress topper, so I'm gonna take this one off. I might use the old one to stuff it in that spot where it was kind of a big space in between. And then we'll put the new mattress topper on. Then we're gonna go have ourselves a nice, cozy, comfy bed, hopefully.
And it keeps yelling at me because that knives on the bed.
Literally, this was just laying there, and he was just about to jump on top of it.
And it was gonna kneel gently on it. It's okay. It stinks. To anyone that's wondering.
It is kind of weird. But it's supposed to be this nice gel, which I think is like temperature control, so if we're sailing somewhere super warm, and it could make it more comfortable to sleep. We're gonna let it vent a little bit because
it's stinky.
It smells a little weird. Be back. Right, and there's our comfy and cozy bed, and finale is this ended up finally being less stinky. The old mattress topper we kind of stuffed in that centerpiece that ripped, so now that big open spot that was kind of a pain in the butt to have when you're sleeping is now nice and flat over the whole thing. And yeah, it all feels so good. We love it.
So today we are going to switch out the jib sheet.
Yeah, for jib sheets, let's do this.
So you can see these old jib sheets are pretty nasty, pretty old. Got some little scuffs in there, right here, and they just have really bad memory. So we're gonna swap them out. We got this new line at Minneys Yacht Surplus.
If you were living in the greater Los Angeles area, definitely go check out Minneys Yacht Surplus. They are in Costa Mesa, just right off Newport Boulevard, and are super cute, kind of like a thrift store of boat supplies. Go check them out.
And they did 2 separate ones last time with the old sheets. We're just gonna do one continuous. I don't think we need any colors to tell us whether we're on the port side or starboard. Hey guys, I take it back. It's too windy. We're not doing it today. Melvina did the test, and she determined that we don't want to let the head sail out that far while it's blowing 10 knots or whatever it is right here. It's not too bad. Could be done if it was an emergency, but we might just try to do this again tomorrow morning.
Earlier before the wind gets on it. All right, so time to go back to one of Connor's favorite things.
These stupid plumbing projects I'm so tired of, but
he's obviously so excited.
We do have still one little leak that we have to address. You turn on the water, the back pressure ends up building up in here, which is our little manual pump, and we just get little... Of course, it's not going to do it right now. I wanted to show you guys an example. Nothing? Really? I fixed it. Thanks, guys. You helped. There we go. So if this is turned over to the side at all, which it somehow always ends up, that ends up filling up our counter here, and now we got a couple wet paper towel rolls because of that down here. And so we're gonna swap that out for a new one instead of rebuilding it, because I don't feel like rebuilding an old ugly thing like that. After going through every little set of pliers and pipe wrench and hand turning and everything else, I can't get that damn nut off of there. So multi-tool it is. We're gonna just cut that out because I'm throwing it away anyway. So alright, so I got the old one off. Had to just multi-tool up the side of that nut there. It must have been cross-threaded or something. Anyways, you can see it's pretty freaking ugly and old, and it looks like they just did a little 1/2 inch tubing to upsize it so they could put some 3/4 inch tubing on it. I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch tubing with a proper reducer right here. We'll go back down to the old tubing. It's not ideal, but I don't feel like replumbing this whole place, and there's all of that tubing all through the whole place. So that should be it. I'm just gonna do some butyl tape around this hole to kind of seal it all up, and hopefully this works and we don't have any more leaks. I just keep finding more uses for this stuff. I noticed that it has this little protruding little dimple there, whatever, and so I guess you need to drill something out in the sink top here, and so I'd put a little piece of butyl tape again down there and made a little imprint of where that is, and then I'll drill out that hole, and hopefully that'll stay in there nice and not offset it at all. And I'm assuming that that thing is to keep it from rotating, so that's kind of a good thing to have. It looks like on the old one they just kind of chiseled it off or whatever, but I think we'll keep it. Could be handy with unscrewing or screwing in the new one. Just did a little dry fit, and it fits in there nice and snug, so set it up. Alright, round 3. I did the butyl tape, but my hole was a little bit too small with the butyl tape in there also, so I drilled that out a little bit and left some of that out of there, and we'll squish it on there now. I think what I did last time too, why that nut was so stuck on there, is I didn't put any real pressure on it. I kind of relied on that nut to tighten it down and to squeeze all that tape in there. So this time, making sure I put some heat on it and then put a bunch of pressure on it and really let it settle in there before I try to screw that nut on there. But it's looking pretty good. Stoked to not have some leaks hopefully soon. Alright, so we got it all re-hosed right there. I just used a little 5/8 to 1/2 inch little coupling there. And then it's all up in there. Still a little wet from before. And I'm just going to scrape off that butyl tape with this little X-Acto knife type deal. Alright, looking pretty good here. Got it all cleaned up. And all that tape cut off around there. And let's see if she leaks. What the f***, babe?
I keep hearing him say
I'm ripping my hair out.
what is happening in there? And this is where we're at.
I just put this whole new pump in trying to stop that leak, and it won't stop. I thought it was a valve inside the pump, maybe. So I got a whole new pump, installed it all. It does look nice, so we're happy about that. But I'm kind of at my wit's end, so my new plan is I'm just going to put this little cheapy valve in there, and for the time being and most of the time we'll just keep it closed, and then if we ever do need that manual pump, like if the power goes out somehow, then we can open that back up and still have access to fresh water without electricity. So
Yay! Projects with Connor. He's doing it though. You know, through all the swear words, we're getting through it. He's a great plumber. Look at him. He's so resourceful. I think it's gonna work great, Connor. Be proud. Yeah, I'm the culprit though, because I did put him to work. Last night we had a friend over that's a captain, and they were going around and he was showing him the boat, and we were getting a ton of incredible advice from him. And thanks, Jay. Big shout out. And I just kept hearing this drip, and I was like, what the hell is that sound? Because I have not heard it before. I have noticed that it's been like wet around the sink area, and really close to that faucet. We had an idea that it could be that faucet, but yeah, I've been just drying it out and just being like, oh, we'll get to that. And finally I heard that drip underneath the sink, and then we're like, all right, Connor's getting to it today.
Going down to my hole. Will you turn the water off?
Good call. And we're gonna turn off. Wait, did I turn it on or off? Left or to the right? Just kidding. It's off.
These little cutters are pretty great. Cut it nice and clean. Easy. Okay, not that clean.
Oh. Clamperoo going in. Hose clamp not going in, it's going on. Around. Moment of truth. We turned it back on.
Not leaking because the valve's off right now. Turn the valve back on. And it leaks.
And it leaks. We'll just have it off, and when we need to use it, we'll turn it on, and there will be no leaks.
Countertop.
A dry countertop. So it's been a little frustrating because I feel like we have this big goal of wanting to sail around the world, and we're having to do little things like fix the faucet from leaking, and it seems like that is like not what we need to be working on right now. But on the bright side, we got it done, and that is important because we don't want our counters to go rotten and all the wood around it to go bad. So I am proud of Connor, even though right now he's still in his lonely hole, frustrated.
There's more projects down here too, because our seawater is all super ugly, and the pump doesn't seem to be working very well, but it's just nasty hosing and just looks ugly down here, and I don't like it, but I don't want to do any more plumbing projects. I want to get to the fun stuff.
What's the fun stuff?
Let's do the electronics. I know that's gonna be a pain in the butt though.
I was like, I thought you were gonna say sailing. Let's get to sailing. You know, little by little, we gotta keep checking off the list. We will be out there one day. We have everything open. We're testing out the saltwater pump.
It's quieter than our freshwater pump. I don't know if that's because it doesn't work.
Well, right now there's no water coming out yet.
More plumbing.
When it feels like everything is going wrong, we always try to find at least one small victory and celebrate that. How perfect is this?
So I took some measurements and I had to measure twice because I could not believe how perfect these are. Look at this. You got like a 1/4 inch to spare on that side and like 0 on this side. So it's pretty perfect.
Fit like
even
a glove.
the width is just enough to maybe store like a charger back there or something like that. So I thought I was gonna have to buy some kind of custom for this, but that fit perfect. So
Nicely done. What about this? I did not like this.
She
Why?
doesn't like it.
But he did say that it's just when he's working.
They're only current tools that I'm working with, so it won't be like this all the time because we don't want throwing knives to fall on you.
What in the actual?